Hello friends and welcome back to Picture Astrology. In this quick video we will talk about placement of Saturn in the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is actually one of the very friendly signs of Saturn and can impart many desirable qualities to a person. And as always we will try to look from a very practical perspective the effects of Saturn in terms of your mental as well as emotional perspective, and then we'll move on to see what could be some of the physical implications of this placement and what are the things which you might need to be careful about. So let's see, what does the planet Saturn in sign of Taurus basically represents. So Saturn in Vedic astrology is the slowest planet because Vedic astrology does not consider outward or outer planets which are not visible to human eye. And in solar system only up to Saturn are visible through naked eye. And among these planets Saturn is the slowest and at the same time coldest planet. It is considered to be fully covered with ice. And as we speak in English language, somebody who's cold is considered without emotion or without attachments. And this is exactly what Saturn represents, a perfectly dispassionate being. Now if you look at Taurus, Taurus is an earthy sign, and if you have seen my previous videos, Earth has the basic tendency to preserve things, to keep things as it is, or keep it in a state of inertia basically. And on top of it, Taurus is also fixed sign, meaning it lacks movement. So you see the basic fundamental nature of Saturn matches very well with the nature of Taurus sign or the environment of Taurus sign. And on top of it, the ruler of this is also Venus, which is one of the best friends with Saturn. So the environment of Taurus is considered very conducive for Saturn, and Saturn really feels very happy in this environment, which is actually a great sign because a well-placed Saturn can indicate good things about karakas or significators of Saturn. And what are those karakas or significators of Saturn? First of all, hard work. Saturn is considered the planet of obstacles or problems which you have to overcome in this life. Just like Jupiter is considered the planet which shows the blessings from your previous lives, Saturn shows the challenges which needs to be overcome. And when the Saturn, a planet of hardship or past life challenges, is placed in a rather comfortable environment of Taurus, it generally means that people with this placement can overcome difficulties with relatively less amount of hard work, or in other cases their hard work pays off well. There are other placement of Saturn which indicate much more frustration, meaning you work really hard but still do not achieve the desired target. But the placement in Taurus is generally considered one which rewards your hard work well. And this is going to be particularly true when Saturn in Taurus is placed in one of the cardinal or trine houses, which will happen when the ascendant is either Aquarius, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Leo or Scorpio, and it is free from affliction. See, having the Saturn free from affliction is very important for this placement, because though Saturn represents hard work and obstacles, but it is the slowest planet, and in such a static environment of Taurus, which is earthy and fixed, and really by far the most static sign among all 12 zodiac signs. So in case there is any affliction to Saturn, a kind of laziness also creeps in the person, and that could be detrimental to personal growth. Now there are some more other reasons as well, like Saturn in the sign of Taurus generally gives a taste for good food. And since Taurus, which represents your face, which basically contains all the senses, and all kind of sensual pleasures are kind of reflected by this sign, which includes artistic pleasures, music, fine arts, drawing, painting, movies, etc. The placement of Saturn in Taurus is generally related with a person who is quite restrained in his physical pleasures. But obviously, if there is affliction, then just like the laziness which can creep in, similarly overindulgence in any of these areas can also be possible. It could reflect in terms of love for too much food, gluttony, or trying to hoard a lot of things, because Saturn in this fixed sign of Taurus can very well do that. It can make people have a tendency which finds it difficult to let go of things. Now on the brighter side, it can give a frugal tendency as well. Somebody who spends money very frugally and would want to get the best return for his bucks. But for all these great qualities to manifest, no affliction is necessary, because with affliction along with frugality there could be too much hoarding of stuff, not letting go of old things also, and similar issues are possible. And another thing which is associated with this placement of Saturn in Taurus is that they generally take time to open up with others. I wouldn't call them introvert, but they wouldn't generally be the first one to go and approach and talk to people. They won't be too talkative, they are not going to make the first move, and will take time before they allow people to come in their inner circles. But an unafflicted Saturn in Taurus definitely gives a pleasant personality. See, Saturn is your sense of discipline in life. How much value you put in following a routine, how important are small details in your life. And unlike Saturn in Aries, Saturn in Aries can make a person too rigid in his or her ideas. Saturn in Taurus, though disciplined, generally have a pleasant personality. They generally believe in live and let live. They don't want to interfere in others' lives, and at the same time with friends they are quite adjustive. They wouldn't mind somebody getting 2 minutes late or 3 minutes late to an appointment, whereas Saturn in Aries can make a big deal out of that. So in that sense, Saturn in Taurus generally gives an easygoing personality which is generally liked by others. But again, Saturn should not have any affliction for this to happen. Now again, generally Saturn in Taurus is considered a good placement for finance related matters. People who could be smart in managing their finances. It is also related with gains from farmland or agricultural land or agricultural produce, or from things which are, or crops which are grown under the earth like potatoes, etc. And in some cases, when Mars is also well placed, dealing in real estate or dealing with farmland or old houses or even antiques, or things with historical interest can prove to be very beneficial when Saturn is in Taurus. And one of the primary reason for that is that Saturn in the second sign of Taurus, from here it aspects the fourth sign of Cancer as well as the 8th house sign of the Scorpio. And all of these simultaneous aspects and position in the second house, or rather second sign, which shows financial matters, shows gains from all these areas which we just talked about. Now in most Vedic astrologers ascribe that the Saturn's 19-year-old or 19-year long dasha works well when Saturn is in the sign of Taurus. And one of the reason, or one of the primary reasons they consider for this to be, is that when Saturn is in Taurus, it is in the second sign, and both the signs which Saturn owns, which are 10th and 11th, the sign of Capricorn and Aquarius, they fall 9th from second house or second sign and 10th from second sign. So both these angle 9th and 10th are extremely auspicious ones. So there is a general consensus that the dasha of Saturn works well when Saturn in this sign of Taurus. But obviously the true impact of Dasha depends on your ascendant sign and or the rising sign, and we will talk more about this when we talk about specific videos of Saturn in Taurus for each of the ascendants. So friends, this was my quick analysis of Saturn in the sign of Taurus. Please do like and subscribe to my channel to continue to get updates like this. I would also love to hear your experiences with Saturn in Taurus. So please do share, and thank you again for being with me so far. Bye bye.